Well, so fuck me. I unplugged the safety bar switch, and the machine shut down, and it had, you know, not been running hardly 30 seconds after I shut off the video, and so now it won't fucking restart again. And so I figured, screw it. Since I got to jumpstart the cocksucker again, and was just making a video about going off the weld lugs. So this is my setup for going off the Anderson, and these are actually good quality jumper clamps. The only bummer is that they're a lot smaller and everything than those Goodall ones. I think that I will probably get some Goodall Anderson jumper cables, because I had actually, Goodall, my bad. Thought I had misspoke there for a second. I had actually never seen any Goodall products until I had bought those other clamps, and they are really, really nice quality. I really like them. But yeah, so now we are hooked up in the Anderson connector, and you can see nothing hooked up to the weld lugs. Fired up. Oh, and you'll hear it click a couple seconds after this switch is turned on, and what it is there's a set of contactors behind here that will give power to the Anderson connector. Right there. But yeah, you can see on this guy, I'm just waiting for the trailblazer to charge a little bit. It's got to think for a minute and whatnot. But you can see on this guy here that I was messing with the safety bar switch, and the customer had done a pretty fantastic job of jamming a nail in this old one here and putting duct tape on it and all that kind of stuff and everything. So we'll give it a fresh switch and see what she does. But crank it up, and there she be. So I'm probably gonna leave the trailblazer on it for a while, let it charge up and do its thing, and yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna say. It's really cool to be able to jumpstart off of the weld cables, because I only have maybe, I don't know, 25-ish feet of the Anderson cable. So when I first got the welder, I was debating on what to do to be able to extend that length. Because go figure, literally the day after I bolted the trailblazer on the truck, we went out to a job, and I used every inch of the Anderson jump cable that I have. And previously, when I had the Honda welder on the truck, I obviously had a separate battery charger, and like just a wheel around battery charger. And so you could just run that out with as much extension cord as you needed, and then only have the battery charger, where the machine is. And I was debating about what to do with being able to get more reach with the battery charge function on this. And I was debating about making an adapter to go from the Anderson connector to the weld cables, because currently anyways I've got 125 feet of weld cable on the truck. I wanted to obviously be able to utilize that cable, and I've got some small 2-gauge cable, but I also have some, it says it's 3/0, but I feel like it's what 2-aught used to be, and nowadays they just give you less and less copper for the same amount. But anyways, once I figured out that that the fucking words are hard. Once I figured out that the Trailblazer battery charge output is the weld output, is just voltage regulated, and that it goes off the constant current lugs, it was like, okay, great, fantastic. I'll just get adapters to put the jumper cable clamps on the end of the weld cable and, you know, the RCB. So that's, to me, the big advantage to it, is that I can utilize my weld cable for the battery charge function on the welder. And, you know, of course, obviously in years past, before equipment had computers, and I mean, actually, like this thing here, you know, doesn't have any computers on it, or my backhoe doesn't have any computers on it. You can use the weld output itself to jumpstart, like say use the stick weld function to jumpstart a 24 volt, or use the constant voltage side to jumpstart a 12 volt. But in today's world of computers and all that kind of stuff on equipment, I've heard a lot of stories of, you know, some old time mechanic going out and jump starting a dozer or something like that, and, you know, smoking, you know, $40,000 worth of computers on the thing or whatever. Which, you know, on one hand, if the guy had, you know, never seen or worked on a computerized piece of equipment, I guess on one hand you kind of can't really blame him for it, because, you know, it's been the way an old timer's been doing it for the last 40 years or whatever, and it works just fine. But obviously that's not the case nowadays, and you should know the piece of equipment that you're working on or not touch it. But anyways, yeah, if you have one of these things, I would say pull the covers off and check and make sure that the battery charge goes to the weld lugs before you do any of this kind of stuff. Your mileage may vary, and obviously, you know, you're responsible for what you do in your own life, but that's how I do it. Oh yeah, IC Weld, Isaiah something or other, he's got a really kick-ass YouTube channel. It shows a bunch of his bunch of the work that he does. He does like heavy equipment repair and everything. I was watching one of his videos a while back, and he said something that I thought was really cool. This is not a how-to, this is how I do. So that's what this is.